You call upon us to participate with you in all of this, whether it be churches, schools, local organisations, sports clubs. They all have their role in making our community a better place. Today, as we gather, it is the Heretaunga Hastings District Council that we bring before you. Their task in this rohi is for tangata whenua and tangata tiriti, and it is immense. At this juncture, the end of an era and the end of this cycle, we are grateful for all who have served and given their all for this community. In particular, we are grateful for the leadership and care of Mayor Sandra Hazelhurst and her leading of the council and the community through an especially challenging season with COVID and a cyclone to contend with. She has led with grace, with heart, and with joy. Thank you, God, and may Sandra be blessed with a rich and wonderful retirement. We thank you for each of the councillors who have served in this term, grateful for their mahi and their wisdom as they have each sought to do their best for this place and these people. The colourful vibrancy of this great city, so much more housing and improved infrastructure, navigating their way through the aftermath of Cyclone Gabriel, partnering with other organisations to care for those who are homeless in our city. There is so much to be thankful for as we enter into this, the last meeting. Politics is a hard place to be in this season, and we are conscious of the cost to each of them and their whānau as they have served and have had to make tough decisions while being blasted every which way. May each person gathered around the council table know your healing from any wounds they are carrying. There will be a mixture of feelings in the room today for this last council meeting. Relief that some will soon be free from this responsibility, nervousness and anticipation for Saturday's results. Whatever it is that people are carrying today, we know that you meet them in it. Whoever they will be, we pray for the new mayor and councillors as they take up these soon-to-be vacated seats. May they recognise the weight of responsibility they will each carry in the continuing work of the Heretaunga Hastings District Council. May they, together with the staff, work with compassion and heart for the common good of all in this district. In this meeting today, may all know your wisdom and care as they make decisions for the well-being of all and for the whenua on which we dwell. Bless them all. E roto e te ingoa o ihu karaite. Amen. Kia ora.
E onore, e gloria, maungarongo ki te whenua. Whakaro, mai e ki ngā tangata katoa. Ake ake, ake ake, amine. Te atua, te peria, tōku oranga. Tōku oranga.
Kia ora. Reverend Jill, just before we depart to your next event that you need to get away to, I just want to take a minute to send you on your way from Heretaunga Hastings and send you with a little gift from us. And I just wish to acknowledge your incredible service to us.
Reverend Jill and I started at the same time. She was the first female mayor of St Andrew's Church. Minister. I got the wrong speech. The minister of St Andrew's Church in Hastings, and had been in her role since her induction in 2017. So we started our journeys at the same time. Jill has made a significant contribution to our community during her time. She is such a keen advocate for social justice, for housing advocacy, for energy equity, and she was instrumental in delivering a shared civic service with our community following the Christchurch mosque attack in 2019. Jill has been a leader who has championed initiatives like Power to the People, Manaaki Energy, aiming to provide low-cost solar energy with her husband Chris to low-income areas such as Flaxmere. She also supported the redevelopment of the church land for social housing and supported our homeless hub, Kuhumai. Jill's ministry has also integrated environmental, cultural elements into her worship, reflecting her belief in connecting spirituality with natural justice. Jill's civic engagement includes a partnership with Hastings District Council, such as ongoing prayers at our council, like the beautiful karakia we've just shared today, and collaborative projects like the St Andrew's Church Garden, which celebrates our Pacifica cultural and heritage and fosters our community connection. She initiated the Common Good, the public talk series addressing pressing social issues, and led disaster recovery efforts through Gen Land after Cyclone Gabrielle. Jill's inclusive approach extends to financial support for vulnerable families and creative community events like Gingers and the Stings, celebrating redheads in Hawke's Bay. Her work amplifies a faith deeply rooted in public witness, care for creation and social equity. Thank you, Jill, for everything you have done for Heretaunga Hastings, and we wish you all the very best at your next phase in your journey in the mighty Australia. All the very best. To go? Yeah. She's got to get to Lindisfarne College now for her next mahi. As we work through our agenda today, councillors, we move on to apologies or leave of absence, but we don't have any of those. Councillor Malcolm Dixon, do you have a leave of absence request?
Thank you, Worship. I've enjoyed council so much, I'd like to apply for a leave of absence for perpetuity.
Granted, Councillor Dixon.
Thank you, Worship.
Our conflicts of interest, councillors, we just address those in the usual way as we come to them. Confirmation of minutes, there are no minutes to be confirmed today. Item 5, now on page 7, this is the stopping part of Iona Road for the Iona Structure Plan. Welcome to you, Bruce.
Thank you, Your Worship. I think probably just to give a bit of an overview around it, was something that the stopping had been signalled as part of the Iona Middle development. What's ended up happening is back in July is we had brought a paper to the council here seeking to undertake consultation for that road stopping. Figure 1 was the plan that was basically used for that report because we didn't have a survey report as such. Figure 2 is the survey plan that had actually been used for the public consultation. Through the public consultation process, there were no submissions in relation to the position of stopping the road, hence the report here recommending that portion of Iona Road be stopped.
Questions or comments, councillors? Councillor Nixon?
I'll move it.
Thank you.
Somebody else there.
Councillor Harvey?
I was happy to second that.
Thank you. Have a move and a seconder. Any further questions or comments? Thank you. I'll put that recommendation. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Any against? Thank you. That matter is carried. Thank you very much, Bruce. Item 6. This is a welcome to you, Louise. This is the council. How do you say it, Bruce? Interregnum. And this is what happens as we leave. Thank you, Louise. You would like to take us through this paper? Councillor Kerr?
Your Worship, there's a small part of this item that I am conflicted in, so to make it easier, I'll just step back for the whole item. Thank you. That's regarding district licensing and being moved to a list member. So
Okay,
I'll
thank
just
you.
step back.
Just note that. Thank you. Thanks, Louise.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm happy to take the report as read. It's just a bit of a guide around the time where the council goes, sort of comes into office and when they're sworn in. So that period of time just provides some guidance internally around how the business continues during that time period. Happy to take questions.
Thank you. Councillor Sholem.
Thank you, Worship. No questions from me. Just happy to move.
Councillor Watkins.
Happy to second, Your Worship.
Thank you, Councillor Watkins. Any further questions or comments? I'll put that. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Any against? Thank you. That matter is carried. Moving on to item 7, Risk and Assurance Committee recommendation from the 30th of September 2025 meeting. Welcome, Graham.
I'll take the paper as read. We seem to be in this position every year. We get to almost to the renewal period, which is 1 November, and we don't yet have all the details. We're in that same position now. All we're basically, from Risk and Assurance, is recommending that we delegate to review the process and the signing to the Chair of Risk and Assurance and to the CE in this interim period. I'm happy to answer any questions on that.
Watson, any questions? Thank you. Councillor Nixon, seconded Councillor Dixon. Any questions or comments? All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Any against? Thank you. That's carried. Thank you very much, Graham. The adoption of the annual report and the annual report summary for the year ended 30th of June 2025. And there are, I'll invite the team up, and there are a couple of slides.
Yeah, thank you, Your Worship. Just a little bit of housekeeping. We're just distributing out the latest updated summary report. We've essentially now got the audit opinion from our auditors, Ernst Young. We've updated the date in terms of it's going to be adopted, as well as we've put in one more performance management disclosure, which was not ready at the time of distributing this. There are no actual changes to the large body of the annual report that have been received. So I'll take the paper as read, and essentially everything is very much in line with what was presented through the Performance and Monitoring Committee in September. The only small change is a drop in the operational revenue. That was due to quite a technical sort of issue on vested assets that we sort of had there, and it's a non-cash item. Unfortunately, the schedules that we got from our provider didn't quite add up, and we had to make that reduction. So all the good information that we basically provided at that date, the rates result being, while still the deficit, lower than we had expected deficit that we had due to the savings that we had made sort of through council, and although we acknowledge not all of those were enduring, and some additional revenue that we were able to receive. On our capital side again, another fantastic year, another record year of investment, 30% above previous years at 231 million that we invested. I think the pleasing thing from that, 70% was actually, the funding was externally sourced and not funded sort of through council itself. Now, all this good work fundamentally has improved our liquidity and put us in a slightly stronger position, where it basically, so as you see up there, we're 443 against the number 482 that we'd actually planned to be And that has continued. We have not been in a position where we've needed to draw down any further borrowings since the start of this financial year. And we do anticipate that will continue at least through into December, where we get some coverage for the holiday period. So really sort of strong position. And then our rates arrears have dropped significantly as well. We're now down at 2% of our total rates that we collect overall, and there's been a 36% reduction in the households that make up that number as well over time. If we then get to the audit itself, it was still very much in process. So when we had the initial meeting, we completed it. We had the change to the operational revenue, but I can now confirm fully there are no irregularities, no inappropriate transactions have been identified through that audit process. We have received a clean opinion from Ernst & Young in terms of the financial results, and as in previous years, we've had a qualification on one of our financial performance measures, just in relation to the recording and the completeness of the data over after hours information, customer complaints that sort of come in, mainly in relation to water. We are not alone. Every council who is being served by our same provider is getting the same qualification as we are. So it's nothing specific to Hastings. With that, I'm sort of open to have questions. I've got Mr. Wilson and Mr. Milton, who were instrumental in preparing all the information today, here to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you. I'll start with questions, and I'll just go first to Councillor Fowler, the Chair of Performance and Monitoring. You wish to make a comment, Councillor Fowler?
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you, Your Worship. In the last audit and assurance, Your Worship, Graham McGlynn volunteered me to help him review the financial statements. So last Thursday, that's what I did. I sat down. As a chartered accountant, I at times show a glimpse of the personality, but after reading 100 pages, I think that's gone now, Your Worship. But I did stay awake for good reason, and the results reflect an accountant's happy place. Yes, it can happen. And in discussions with Mr. McGlynn, we both agree that the accounts reflect what we expected to see, having gone through them. And we are especially like to make comment about, and it was a resolution or a action was passed to thank the staff in the last P&M, which had a blackout, for their efforts in getting that balanced budget down. Instead of borrowing 14 million, borrowing 10. So the staff, I think Mr. Bickle has told me, have been recognised with that. And the auditor, Mr. Much, stated in his audit report, Huatonga Hastings District Council has had a continued focus on effective management control environment and good balance sheet management, which remain critical to the successful long-term management of the district. And just as an aside, for those who don't want to read 100 plus pages, there is on page 58 fascinating finance facts, which there is such a thing. I hope I'm not overselling that. And I'd like Your Worship to thank our CFO, as I call him, the CDP, our Chief Dream Protector, and his staff for going through the audit. It's these things do not miraculously fly onto a page. It's a to and fro process with auditors. So thank you, Mr. Watson, for you and your staff for all your work that you've done that. And in conclusion, Your Worship, accounting numbers just reflect activity. And such as our business as usual, our 3 waters, our libraries, our roading, and of course the long tail of the cyclone recovery. If I can be so bold, Your Worship, I think it's appropriate, as you've led our cyclone recovery, and the results signify how well Hastings District Council has done under your leadership, that you, Your Worship, should move this recommendation. And I'd also like to suggest that our Deputy Mayor, who has also been involved heavily with the cyclone recovery, second the motion. Not quite the act of the last 2 apostles of the council, but pretty darn close. So on behalf of Mr McGlynn and myself, I recommend to council and yourself, your worship, that the annual plan be adopted.
Very well said. Kia ora koutou, Councillor Fowler, thank you for your words of wisdom, and it's wonderful also to have Mr John Nicol, our past Chair of Risk and Assurance, who's worked with us for many years in the Chamber today. So thank you very much. Thank you to the staff for this very, very sound result. There's no question it has been an enormously challenging time, and it's enormously challenging for our staff. It's also enormously challenging for our community and ratepayers as we grapple with the aftermath of Cyclone Gabrielle and the enormous intergenerational debt and recovery program that we are undertaking. So I'm very happy to move and adopt the annual report, and the Deputy Mayor seconded. I'll just open it up now to questions or comments from the council. Yeah, Your Worship. Councillor Kerr.
Just one question, and it's in reflection of what Councillor Fowler has been saying. There's been reference to Mr McGlynn, and I just wonder for the community's understanding if somebody could explain his role and his experiences, please.
Thank you.
Through Your Worship. Mr Graham McGlynn is the chair of our Risk and Assurance Committee, an independent chair. Mr McGlynn has extensive knowledge in the chartered accounting field. He is actually an individual that audits the auditors to ensure that they're up to standard around the country. So he's very, very well qualified to be providing this advice.
Thank you.
Any other comments? Any further questions to the officers? Thank you. No? Thank you for the executive summary. This is great for our community to be able to read and understand. So well done for that instead of getting through the huge volume. So this is a great document. I really appreciate that. And as I said, thank you to all parts of our organisation for helping us through some of the biggest challenges that we have faced in my time as the Mayor. We have a mover and a second. I'm going to put that. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Any against? Thank you. That is carried. Right on to the team. Big round of applause, everybody. And just the challenging times as we navigate, and all the best for the future as we try and manage our debt and manage the impact of rates for our community. So that concludes the formal part of our agenda today, and it is with great pleasure now that I call upon our three. We've had our Deputy Mayor, Tania Kerr, her valedictory speech last week, and wonderful that it was last Thursday because her family weren't able to be here today. And I'm very grateful now to welcome Councillor Malcolm Dixon to the podium to share with us his reflections on his time. As a councillor.
Turn that on. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Thank you very much for this opportunity, Your Worship. Well, and thank you very much for everyone being in attendance. It's been a real honour and a privilege to have served as a Hastings District Councillor for the last 12 years. Sincere thanks to all those ratepayers who have supported me and made contact over the time. Councillors learn something new every time they have a meeting or read through a wad of papers. I thought I'd take this final opportunity to take you on a trip down memory lane. 2013, after seeking advice from Lawrence Yule, about 5 years earlier, because his two children went to Frimley School, I served on the board of Sport Hawke's Bay. Having decided to retire from education, I put my name forward for election. 8 billboards, 500 photocopied embarrassing flyers. Later, I was elected. As far as advertising for the next 3 years' terms were concerned, that was it. I never realised I'd be on a salary. I thought it was purely based on a meeting attendance fee. Then the spanner hit the works. Frimley never appointed a replacement for me, so I was asked to carry on for term 1. Cleared that with Lawrence. However, it ended up being until the end of term 3. 2 jobs, school principal with 630 pupils and a counsellor. One could never do that now because the workload has changed dramatically. During my first 6 months in council, I was rather shell-shocked at the atmosphere and the attitude of some of the councillors. Newspaper reporters used to sit over there. They were always in attendance, and some councillors actually wanted the headlines. I witnessed council officers actually trembling when they came to present. Fortunately for now, that's a distant memory. For those of you who are re-elected, never let any form of negativity return. The mayor and the councillors collectively set the tone, not individuals on a power trip. In 2014, the Opera House was closed. It was a blessing that ratepayers overwhelmingly wanted it repaired. I was honoured to be part of the working party. So what did we discover? There were no plans available, no originals. The side walls had no footings. They sat on riverbed shingle. The reinforcing was minimalistic. The grouting between the bricks had crumbled in places. It was the putting it right that counted. And Alison Banks, Tony McKinnon, Peach Liza, George Lyons, Sandra on one occasion, and I visited a number of other cities looking for ideas. The laneway came from New Plymouth. The classy restrooms came from the Theatre Royal in Christchurch. The lighting exterior came from Oamaru. And fortunately, Patrick Power talked us out of taking the rake out of the stage and levelling it and using it underneath for storage, as it would ruin the acoustics. Thank you, Patrick. After the Opera House and function on Hastings, it was on to the municipal buildings. And what we were to discover, they were even worse condition than the Opera House. The roof had leaked. Tongue and groove timber had rotted. The plaster had dissolved. And as Kevin Watkins and I found out, the conduit around the electrical wiring had perished. The entire structure needed a massive amount of reinforcing. When you look at them all now, thanks to Gemco and the architects and the officers involved, it was money really well spent. I look at them now all with a great deal of pride. 2014 saw me appointed as the council rep on 2 boards that I thoroughly enjoyed, Arts Inc. Hiratonga and the Tomato Peak Trust Board. With no Opera House, the funding transferred to Arts Inc. I vividly remember the debate around using the Spiegel tent on the village green. A hugely successful venture, but little did I know I'd feature on a couple of occasions. Jean and I were sitting in the front row. I turned to the lady on my right. At this point, the actors must have thought the 2 of us were a couple. During the French drama, Songs for the Fallen, we were suddenly thrust upon the stage, thrown on top of each other on the double bed. I don't know who got the biggest shock, the actors or the 2 of us, when they found out we were not a couple, when they informed us how we had to act. 2 years later, no way was I sitting in the front row again, and neither was Jean. I was sitting 8 rows back, watching the Top Twins. Would the gentleman back there in the blue and white shirt please come onto the stage? Did I have picked me across my forehead? I had to help to adjust their costumes, dance with them, put Linda on my shoulders and take her out into the audience. And then I had to try and hoist her back onto the stage. Fortunately, interval arrived, and I breathed a sigh of relief. I sat down, comfortable. And when they came back on stage, they asked me to come back for a dance with Jules because she had missed out. I often thought the Spiegel tent needed to be a biannual event after the Opera House reopened. It was different, it was intimate, and it was quirky. I look forward to attending something in the Spiegel tent in the future. The Tomato Peak Trust Board will always be ever so grateful to the Hastings District Council for the funding towards their administration side. With that alongside the skills of the former Chair Mike Devonshire, a phenomenal amount has been achieved, and from an amateur group of volunteers, it is now a very professional group of volunteers. Ngā Puna, their strategic plan, is a model that many other organisations would benefit from using as a template. My next meeting there will be my last after a very rewarding 10 years. August 2016 was the Havelock North water crisis. Personally, I still believe that the Hawke's Bay Regional Council got let off the hook. They had allowed 20 plus consented bores that had penetrated the aquitard to remain uncapped, and I walked across those paddocks. In the heavy rain, the water seeped through these bores, thus supplying dirty, infected water into our Brookvale supply. Since that crisis, and many millions of dollars later, we are now right up amongst the leaders, and you should all feel very proud of Waiaroha, and how from a crisis, Council took the opportunity to develop a real success. Now the background behind a story that very few of you are aware of. In 2016 also saw me involved in a dispute around education in Havelock North and the need for another school. 2009, the Ministry of Ed purchased the Arataki Motor Camp as the site for a new school for Havelock North. This is what the local community wanted and needed. Then, in 2016, the then Minister of Education, Hiki Parata, obtained $27 million to build 3 new kura across the East Coast. It was nowhere near enough of money. And she decided, without any consultation with anyone, the new kura for Hastings could go on the MOE land at Arataki. Keeping the long story short, I was approached by a group of trustees from the Takatimu Kura, saying they wanted their new kura to be much closer to the maraes around Waipatu. But they didn't want to offend the minister, as they could miss out altogether. And knowing education, how could I assist? Personally, it was a challenge, because I needed a win-win for both. Numerous frank discussions were held with a wide range of officials from the ministry, politicians, including Hekia, and finally the mushroom farm air quality played its part and the block was sold for housing. The 3 Havelock North primary schools got 8 new classrooms between them, and Takatimu now have a state-of-art kura costing around $13 million that was opened last year in Bennett Road, close to the local maraes where they wanted to be. It was success all round. My stance on Maori wards has been consistently like this. Democracy always comes first. Appointed members should not be entitled to vote. All elected members must be entitled to vote. And when Maori wards were first mooted, I built a bridge and walked over it, because this meant to me true democracy was going to be seen in action. I would like to sincerely thank all of our Maori ward councillors for the value you have added to our debates and your friendship, and I wish you every success in the referendum and your re-election. Hiratonga Hastings has led the way for the rest of New Zealand. Long may Maori wards continue. 2016 was the Havelock... Oh, sorry, that's the wrong page. 2019, COVID. Remember the lockdowns? Geraldine Travis and I were asked to join a group of officers to make phone calls to all of those over 65 receiving welfare payments, Monday through to Friday. We made around 30 calls per day for about 4 weeks, using a range of lists we had been emailed. And at 4 o'clock daily, we reported over a Zoom call to the staff so they could action them. I was amazed at how resilient most were, and I had many long chats as to what most just needed company and someone to chat to. This one was memorable. On a scale of 1 to 10, how are you? About a 6. How would I bring it closer to a 10? I've run out of gin. The lady was in her 90s, so it was duly delivered. February 2023, Cyclone Gabrielle absolutely devastated Hawke's Bay, especially rural Hastings. I believe that around 80% of our ratepayers have no idea how extensive the damage happened to be and the impact it had on lives. My heartfelt thanks goes out to our officers and the team led by Mayor Sandra and Nigel for burning the midnight oil every day for many months to ensure the response, followed by the recovery stage, was as good as we could get it. Thank you. The Hawke's Bay Museum and Research and Archives facility, it's been a long journey, and I enjoyed chairing the working party from its inception, and I'm extremely proud of the end result. Joint working parties need to become a part of the future. This project's provided a template on how neighbouring councils, iwi and a trust can work together and achieve a magnificent result on budget. I can't believe how long it has taken for the names of both facilities to get improved by IPONS, the Intellectual Property Office of New Zealand. Compare that with functions on Hastings. Where is it located? Hastings Street. What happens inside? We have functions. What do we call it? Functions on Hastings. It all took 30 minutes. The Zone 3 meetings, and I'm delighted to see you here, former Councillor Anne Redstone, because you accompanied me on many of these trips across the central North Island. To those of you who are re-elected, take the opportunity to discuss with councillors outside your council. It's a great forum. It broadens your views and it makes one realise how strong Heretaunga Hastings actually is. Sandra, before you blow the whistle on me, I want just 2 minutes more. I'd like to extend a message of deep gratitude of thanks to the officers for your fabulous support over the last 12 years. I should name you all, but time won't allow. But special thanks to everyone at the top table and to our unsung heroes over there, our administration staff. They are outstanding. Unfortunately, Nigel can't be with us today. He's away at a funeral in Wellington. Nigel, you were the right appointment at the right time. Under your leadership, Heretaunga Hastings has absolutely thrived and has become the envy of most. You have been awesome and delivered way beyond my initial expectations when we first appointed you. Thank you, Nigel. Fellow councillors, thank you for your friendship, your collegiality, your discussion, your points of view, your phone calls, your text messages, and above all, your dedication to serve Heretaunga Hastings to the very best of your ability, and best wishes to all of those of you standing for re-election. Mayor Sandra, when I look at all the portraits on the wall outside the chamber, your one will always glow brightly, and your contribution will be remembered for generations to come. Thank you for your passion, your energy, your guidance, your leadership. And as we heard last Thursday night, you've touched the lives from people from all walks of life. You've been fabulous, you've been outstanding, you've been excellent, you've been fantastic, you've been superb. All those words were used. But best wishes for your future endeavours, but keep wearing that red lipstick. Finally, next year in April, Jean and I will celebrate our 50th wedding anniversary. I want to publicly acknowledge Jean for the immense contribution she has made to my career across education, rugby refereeing, and being a district councillor. Jean let me pursue my dreams and my ambitions, and she supported me 500%, far more than anyone could ever wish for. Jean, I'll be forever grateful. From now on, Jean, as we start our next stage in our lives, my time will be devoted to allowing us to pursue our dreams together. I will even forgo my pet hate and agree to sit outside a cafe for a coffee in the village. You are my lifelong treasure. Best wishes to you all. Thank you for listening. Kia kaha, be strong. Kia maiha, be brave. Kia manawanui, be steadfast. Thank you, one and all. Thank you. I asked for fun, yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Oh, that's beautiful. Malcolm, a word from us. The final word. It's not very often we have the final word. Councillor Malcolm Dixon. Malcolm was elected in 2013. Councillor Malcolm Dixon has served the Hastings district with dedication across 3 triennia, earning the reputation as a principled, community-minded and well-rounded leader. Over his 12-year tenure, Malcolm has brought energy and thoughtful oversight to a broad range of council priorities, from youth and community development to arts, environmental planning and financial governance. A long-time advocate for youth participation, Malcolm has worked closely with the Hastings Youth Council throughout his time on council, first as a member and then as a dedicated liaison. His commitment to fostering youth leadership remained a constant theme, reflecting a belief in mentoring the next generation of civic leaders. He has also been a passionate supporter of the arts, culture and heritage, playing a key role in advancing major initiatives such as the Hawke's Bay Opera House restoration, serving as a council liaison to Arts and Kiritonga and the Creative Communities Funding Committee, and chairing the Hawke's Bay Museum Joint Working Group. His involvement in these initiatives helped guide support for both institutional and grassroots creative projects that have enriched our district's fabulous cultural life. As chair of the Social Cultural Development Committee, Malcolm led the community grants and wellbeing initiatives during his early terms, shaping strategy around safe and resilient communities, while also supporting targeted social funding. Environmental resilience has been another focus, with a long-term involvement in the Clifton to Tongoyo Coastal Hazard Strategy and Landmarks Advisory Group, and planning efforts in Camberley. These roles reflected his ongoing commitment to both urban design, quality and climate adaptation. Malcolm's governance skills have seen him consistently entrusted with key financial, strategic and infrastructure portfolios, including chairing of the Rating Review Working Party and Civic Development Subcommittee, and contributing across core committees such as Strategy, Performance Monitoring and Finance. A unique area of contribution was his long-standing leadership of the Hawke's Bay Crematorium Committee, where he provided continuity, sensitivity over multiple terms in a critical behind-the-scenes community service. He also represented council in numerous cross-agency forums, including the Tomato Park Trust Board, Hastings Business Association, and the International Advisory Group, reflecting his strength in external partnerships. Malcolm's career has been marked by thoughtful service, reliable governance, and a strong connection to the social and cultural heartbeat of Hastings. Malcolm, it has been a true honour for me to serve alongside you. You are a well-respected community leader. I have been grateful to have you on my team. You've always been there as a tower of strength, at the end of the phone, when things got tough. You have always been available to attend all of the community events, and you have been a fantastic chair in everything that you have worked on. I wish you and Jean all the very best for the next part of your journey, as we've heard today. I'll be joining you for a cup of coffee down in the village. How exciting that will be. And Malcolm, on behalf of us all, I wish to thank you for your incredible service to Heritonga Hastings. Awesome.
Thank you.
Councillor Kerr, did you want to? You wanting to? Oh, okay. Thank you. It is now my great pleasure to welcome Councillor Ana Apatu to come forward for her valedictory speech, and can I also acknowledge her whānau and friends in the back. Lovely to see you all. Thank you for joining us. It's a very, very special moment as we welcome our wonderful Councillor Ana Apatu.
Thank you, Sandra. A tēnā koutou katoa, e ina mana, ina reo, ina karatanga maha o te wā. Tēnā koutou katoa, tēnei au o tuku atu nei a ka mihi mai o hā, kia koutou mō te koutou tautoko, tō koutou mahi tahi, me tō koutou manawa nui e roto e nāia nei tau kua pahure ake nei. Kia ora everyone. Firstly, I'd like to just acknowledge my whānau that have come here to support me today. I'm my mother Jen and her husband David, my sister-in-law Maria, my friend Heather Shotter, my cousin Sandra Major. Kia ora, thank you for being here for me. Serving as a Takitimu Ward Councillor for Heritonga Hastings District Council has been an honour and a privilege. When I first took this seat, I knew that it would come both with opportunity and responsibility. My journey began from a nudge from cousin Baden Barber. Baden rang me a couple of times and I said to him, "Oh, Baden, how many days do you think this will mean for me? I have a pretty hefty workload as it is." "Ana, this will only be Tuesdays and Thursdays." And so my journey began. Not only were there standing committees, there was Deputy Chair of the Waste Minimisation Committee, there was the Chair of the Community Wellbeing, thank you Beck, Heritonga Arts Inc., member of the local alcohol policy work that we did, the Multicultural Society, the Rural Community Board, but it was particularly the Heritonga Takatonoa and the chair role of the wastewater, the Tangata Whenua Wastewater Committee, that I was able to see those Te Ao Māori worldview and Western science come together to form policy. And I want to particularly acknowledge my Māori leaders, in particular Mike Paku, thank you for being here, Baden also, my cousin Mare Apatu, total conflict, of course he's a favourite, but Mare as well. And I'd also like to mention Tipene Cotterill, who's an amazing leader, and that's just to name a few, but I really want to acknowledge him as well. And then, of course, on top of that, we had a cyclone. There were events that I will never forget. In fact, me, Sandra, do you remember, and this will be emblazoned in our memory forever, I was standing alongside me, Sandra, knee-deep in silt, in the rain at Tongoil Marae, and witnessing the devastation for our whānau there. It was incredibly moving. And then being part of our marae and wider community, kicking into action. And I remember sitting alongside Nigel at Omahu Marae Braziers morning karakia with Reverend Zane, who asked us to turn to each other and tell each other, I love you. And we acknowledge the coronial inquest that is underway at this time. This has not been the first time this council has had to respond to a crisis, and it will probably not be the last. Despite the fatigue, the challenges, the late night reading, the testiness of having to make those hard decisions, I have loved my 3 years. I remember Councillor Eileen Lawson saying to me early in the term, Anna, being on council gets under your skin. Being a new councillor can be very intimidating. I would listen to Deputy Mayor Tania Kerr, and she could recite every culvert, every bridge, and every road in her ward. There are so many things that we should be proud of. Our place-based housing that is just going from strength to strength. Our fabulous Paharakeke Flatesmere, Councillor Heke, Waiaroha, many achievements set in policy and built on the aspirations of mana whenua. Mayor Sandra, one of your most important tasks, you've got many, but one of your most important job was to set the culture at this table. You have coached, you have confided, you have corrected, you have collectivised with courage, colour and couture. And as we look ahead, we continue to listen with open ears and open hearts. We continue to build on the aspirations of mana whenua. We will continue to make decisions with compassion, courage and a vision for our mokopuna. We will continue to build a new library. We will continue to listen to our young people through our youth council and our amazing toia that Mayor Sandra has coached over many years. I look forward to hearing the results of our Māori ward seats being retained. And in closing, to my fellow councillors, ngā mihi nui kia koutou katoa. To the staff, for your tireless work, you're amazing. To our community, thank you for your trust and your guidance. To my fellow Takitimu ward councillors, e ngā kai kaunihira Māori o te ward o Takitimu, tēnei ka tuku atu ngā mihi nui kia koutou, mō te koutou rangatiratanga, tō koutou mana, me te koutou mahi, whakahirahira mō te hapori o Heratonga. As a reminder to us all, in 2022, when Hastings District Council consulted on whether to establish Māori wards, over 70% were in favour. As I step aside, I do so with a heart full of gratitude and with confidence that the work will continue. To the people of Hastings, Heratonga Hastings District, and in particular ngā whānau Māori who place their trust in me as their Takitimu Ward Councillor, ngā mihi ko aka kia koutou. It has been an honour and a privilege to represent your voice, your aspirations and your challenges in this chamber. Nō reira, tēnā koutou katoa.
Beautiful Anna and beautiful Waiata, and so deserving from us all. Anna has served the Hastings district with distinction since her election in 2022 as one of the 3 inaugural representatives of the Takitumu Māori ward. Her term as a Hastings district councillor has been marked by an unwavering passion for the well-being of our community, a commitment she has carried to every aspect of her governance and leadership, and I know will continue to do so. As the chair of the Community Wellbeing Subcommittee, Anna championed initiatives that lie at the heart of a thriving and resilient Hiritonga Hastings. Under her guidance, the subcommittee provided oversight and direction for a wide range of community strategies and plans, including Fabulous Flaxmere, Safer Hastings, Youth Pathways, Civic Pride and Events, Keep Hastings Beautiful, and initiatives across health, culture, education, sports, arts, and heritage. Anna's leadership ensured that these strategies were not just overseen, but were strengthened, were refined and given prominence as fundamental to the district's success. Anna consistently reminded council and the community that wellbeing is not an optional extra, but an essential foundation for a safe, inclusive and connected society. At a time when uncertainty surrounded the future scope of local government and the definition of core services, she was a strong advocate for retaining investment in social outcomes. She argued persuasively that communities cannot thrive on infrastructure alone without meaningful investment in the social cohesion, cultural identity, youth development and inclusion, and the risk of isolation, inequity and fragmentation increases. Her stewardship and the Community Wellbeing Subcommittee reflected this philosophy. Anna highlighted both the notable successes and the ongoing challenges faced by diverse groups in Hastings, ensuring that the voices of Māori, Pasifika, youth, older residents, and culturally diverse communities were heard and responded to. Beyond this leadership role, Anna contributed significantly as a member of the Strategy and Recovery Committee, of the Performance and Monitoring Committee, of the Rural Board, of the Rural Halls Subcommittee, the HDC Tangata Whenua Waste Joint Committee, the Omaranuri Refuge Landfill Joint Committee. I think we gave you too many jobs. And the Hiritonga Takotono Standing Committee. She also served as a liaison to Arts and Hiritonga and supported Safer Hastings and encouraged the emerging leadership through the Tuia program. Throughout her tenure, Anna brought integrity, insight and compassion to her work. Her legacy is a stronger, more resilient and more inclusive Hastings district. We recognise her service to council and to our community and acknowledge and thank Anna for her outstanding contribution to the Hiritonga Hastings community. It is my honour and privilege to also welcome Chair of Ngāti Kahungunu, Baden Barber, and past councillor with us today, and also our Chair of Hiritonga Takoto Noa, Mike Paku. It is wonderful to have you with us in the chamber. I was also one of those people like Baden who said to Anna one day over Pukimoki Marae, "Anna, you would be an amazing Takitumu inaugural councillor." And she said, "Oh, Sandra, I've got a lot going on." And I said, "But it's only 2 days a week." And then the cyclone struck. And my goodness, we didn't know what struck us. And we all had to pull together. To be an inaugural Takitumu Māori Ward councillor is a huge honour. And you have led us through. And you have changed the way we have become more cohesive and more involved and inclusive as a community. Anna, it has been an honour to serve with you. I know you'll go on to do great things in governance. We're so excited to watch your progress. You have been a truly wonderful councillor. It's your ability to find solutions and not bring problems is what I love the most about having worked with you. And you've been very, very supportive to each and every one of us to make us the family that we are. Thank you for your leadership, and you will be greatly missed. And we all wish you all the very best for your future. Oh, Bruce, I'll just give you that. Beautiful. That brings me to my speech, does it? I think that brings me to my speech, and I promise I won't go on too long. And I apologise, and some of you have heard me speak before today. So, firstly, hinga manangere o tēnā koutou katoa. Firstly, I wish to acknowledge the very sad passing of our Chair of Hawke's Bay Tourism, George Higdon. And it is with sadness that our Chief Executive, Nigel Bickle, is not with us today, but acknowledging his friend in Wellington. George was a wonderful, wonderful chair and united our region to bring tourism to Hawke's Bay and bring our visitors to us. I am very honoured and very privileged to have served as Heretaunga Hastings community as a councillor and the mayor for the last 15 years. And what an incredible journey it is. And I probably can't do it justice in 5 minutes, but today I just want to talk about the incredible highlights and the incredible time in our lives. Throughout my 3 terms as mayor, my 3 terms as mayor and 2 terms as a councillor, I have been immensely privileged to have worked alongside a team of passionate, hardworking and dedicated councillors and staff. Everyone I've worked with has made a positive difference to our people. We all bring our skills and our experience and our expertise to the table, and we truly have had an amazing family. Together, we have faced some enormous challenges, but we've also embraced some incredible opportunities and turned our shared vision into reality. I am incredibly proud of what we've achieved together. We have worked in true partnership with mana whenua, with central government and with the private sector to deliver what matters for our community. From investing in safe and sustainable water infrastructure following the Havelock North water crisis, including the creation, as Malcolm has talked about, of the amazing Waiaraha that has just now won not only 7 national awards, but 1 international award last week in London. The first water discovery centre in the world, in true partnership with Hira Huata and the amazing work of our mana whenua. To the opening of the doors of Toi Toi Arts and Event Centre, a world-class regional arts and event centre. Our focus on a vibrant city centre has resulted in a transformational change, establishing new businesses, hospitality venues, pocket parks, a hotel, museum, arts and storage facility that many regions in New Zealand are very envious of, and soon our very own first inner city living apartment complex. I'm excited about the new mayor going to be able to cut the ribbon to all these amazing places. We have made some real progress in tackling the housing crisis, bringing hundreds of new homes to our people and focusing on fabulous Flaxmere's time, where a new supermarket, an exciting new town centre redevelopment and housing are all well underway. Can I acknowledge our partners, Te Tai Whenua Heretaunga and also Ngāti Kahungunu Iwi, who have been with us along this journey. Strengthening our partnership with mana whenua has made a meaningful difference. Through kaupapa Māori and tikanga and showing our 18 po standing loud and proud in the heart of our city, who represent our marae and hapu, who we talk to and acknowledge every day, to the introduction of our Takitimu Māori ward, has been a huge highlight for me in my time. Māori representation at the council table has made a huge impact on the well-being and the cohesiveness of our community. Initiating the Heritonga Ararau plan to introduce Te Reo Māori across road signage and supporting the Te Reo Māori Festival and changing our name to Heritonga Hastings has strengthened our relationship. Working with our multicultural community to develop the first multicultural strategy in the North Island is also something we can be incredibly proud of. Strengthening our long-term relationship with our Pasifika partners through language weeks and flag-raising ceremonies to becoming a sister district with the beautiful island of Samoa, and me receiving a very special title of To'osvili, and was a huge highlight in my journey. Celebrating 40 years of our sister city relationship with Guilin and continuing our friendship with many of our cities in China with Councillor Watkins has been a significant acknowledgement of our long-term relationship with our China sisters, and many of the highlights have come. And while I haven't been able to go myself to visit our sister cities, it has been wonderful to think that Councillor Watkins has been able to represent us. As the self-appointed Queen of Infrastructure, our council has prioritised significant investment in new infrastructure for industrial development and residential development to support the creation of hundreds and hundreds of new jobs. Supporting our young people to reach their potential through career pathways has been an important goal of mine, and it was incredible to celebrate with our Youth Council this week. I'm grateful to see the success of initiatives like Mahi for Youth, which has resulted in employment opportunities for hundreds of our young people. We have built award-winning skate parks and playgrounds in Flaxmere Park, Havelock Village Green, Hastings City, Cornwall Park, St Leonard's Park, and we renovated the beautiful Cornwall Park kiosk and Kairunga Homestead to their former glory to provide our community with quality function spaces for them to enjoy. Our purchase of the Tomora Showgrounds, which was transferred from private ownership into the hands of our people, has opened up exciting opportunities for us as a community in the future. Our journey has not always been easy. Cyclone Gabriel has had a devastating impact on our people's lives, their livelihoods, and their property. I am deeply grateful for everyone who has played an enormous part in our ongoing recovery, rebuilding lives, reconnecting communities, and restoring vital infrastructure. I'm incredibly proud of our team who has worked so hard to stand up 44 resilient hubs across our district in preparation for future severe weather events. I am proud of our regional collaboration to operate more efficiently and more effectively for our region's people through the local government waters done well reform. I know there will be more opportunities for our region to work together in the future, and I look forward to following this progress. To our Deputy Mayor Tania Kerr, to our councillors past and present, to our Chief Executive Nigel Bickle and our executive team, thank you for your dedication, your leadership and your tireless service. We're all feeling a little bit tired, and I know that you are too. Your commitment has enabled us to overcome our challenges, to continue to work together, for us all to realise the vision for our people. It is now time to hand over the chains, and while my time as Hastings Mayor comes to an end, I will also always serve our community in other ways. I am allowed and very proud. As someone said, I've painted the town with red lipstick. Heretaunga Hastings girl and champion, and will passionately continue to support everything that you do, the festivals, the events, and all the things that happen, the good and the difficult. Thank you to our amazing community organisations. I've been so proud to work with you all. We're so grateful of the hundreds and hundreds of volunteers that we have across Heretaunga Hastings and Te Mata o Maui. You make our place a better place every day with your tireless work. Thank you to my family for your endless love and support. You have reassured me, encouraged me to carry on when things got tough, and was always a voice of reason, even when I didn't want to hear it. Thank you for sharing me with the community. To the people of Heretaunga Hastings, thank you for your support, for your trust, and for your aroha over many years. It has been a privilege to serve you. I wish those standing for re-election all the very best. I'll always be there for you in the background and will always have a phone handy if you ever need some advice. I promise I won't present at annual plans or long-term plans asking for a new library, but I know our friends of the library are coming in next year, so they'll do it for us. Those sorts of things have had to wait because we just need to get on with and finish our recovery. I hope and pray that our time of crisis and hardship is over for Heretaunga Hastings for some time. And having been at the Coronial Inquiry this week, as we reflected on Cyclone Gabrielle and the loss of loved ones, it is a time that has been incredibly hard for so many. So we hope that everything will be calm and will be settled, and our new council will have a direct run into making a difference for the people as their vision will take them. Once again, it has been an absolute privilege to be in this place and to wear these chains. Karen will be pleased that they're not going to be underneath the seat of the car and they'll be in a safe place for a while. Where are the chains? Where are the chains? Oh, they're in the car! And they get thrown on every night of the week to the next event. But it has absolutely been a privilege, and every time I put these chains on, they represent our community. So thank you to everybody who's walked with me on this journey. Ngā mihi nui. Nō reira. Tēnā koutou katoa.
Tapatari, tātou katoa, ngā marae katoa, ngā tāngata katoa, mea tine ki a koe, o te nui, i ana mahi, e mahi ana, o tuski ki nei i a koe, o tira tō kaunihera, tō tātou nei kaunihera i roto i ngā tau. Nō reira tēnei mātou, puto te mihi nei, ki a koe, hoi no, nui te aroha ki a koe, e Sandra, hera i te mea no kuanake, no tātou o Ngāti Kahungunu whānui mai Paritūki Tūraki rai, mai uta ki tai, wēnei noho nei, mātou tātou, mihi atu nei ki a koe, nō reire ka hakaina mātou, te hako o Ngāti Kahungunu, ka uru atu rā, e hine, kaua ko e tama, hei whakanui i a koe. Nō reire, e nari, karawhiu.
Ringa ringa, tera na kaiwa, ho kei mea! Wate katanu! Wate katanu! Te katanu atu, hoko e tama, hiki me koe aku whakaro pakia. Keia ato hiki, keia ato hiki. Ehinete owana, ehinete maro, hina hokia, kata heia, owana, etau, ana, owe, hei.
Tēnā koe.
Mayor Sandra, I might get you to come and stand by me. As I read this citation and gift this certificate to you on behalf of Council. As both a councillor and a mayor, Sandra Hazelhurst has given more than 15 years of devoted service to the Heretaunga Hastings community, where she was born and raised. First elected to council in 2010, and then in 2017 becoming the first female mayor of Heretaunga Hastings district. Woo! Mayor Sandra has guided her community with vision, warmth, and enduring commitment to people and place. Elected mayor in 2017, then re-elected in both 2019 and 2022, Sandra has presided over one of the most ambitious periods of growth, recovery and renewal in the district's history. I don't think any other mayor would have covered as much. She has led a record investment in infrastructure with a 2.1 billion, that's B for billion, program to strengthen roads, bridges and essential services for the future. She oversaw a $102 million upgrade to drinking water infrastructure, including the award-winning Waiaraha Water Discovery Centre, restoring public trust after the Havelock North water crisis. So definitely the self-proclaimed Queen of Infrastructure. Her record in housing and urban development has been nationally recognised. Sandra spearheaded a place-based housing program that delivered over 800 homes by 2025, forged powerful partnerships with iwi and government, and led the near elimination of emergency motel accommodation. Yeah, very powerful. Her work in Paharakeke Flaxmere stands out as a model for community renewal, transforming public spaces, attracting investment and unlocking more than 1,000 new affordable homes. Sandra also oversaw the revitalisation of Hastings CBD, championed, as we heard, arts and culture through the strengthening of the Opera House and municipal buildings, and attracted major businesses and technology firms into the city. Under her leadership, Hastings outperformed national averages in economic growth, re-employment and construction activity for 5 consecutive years. Equally, Sandra has been a tireless advocate, as we know, for young people. She drove record reductions in the number of young people not in education, employment or training, co-designed one of the country's first youth strategies with Rangatahi, and gave youth councillors voting rights on council committees. And as we know, youth is what drives much of Sandra's mahi. Sandra's leadership was most tested during our times of crisis. Through the COVID-19 pandemic, she worked alongside iwi, public health leaders and community organisations to deliver high vaccination rates, support critical industries and care for thousands of recognised seasonal employment workers. Following Cyclone Gabrielle, which devastated Hastings in 2023, she led the emergency response with calm, with empathy and with resolve, ensuring isolated communities were supplied, flood-damaged homes were bought out in a $100 million recovery package, and that a record infrastructure rebuild was launched. Her work on establishing 44 community emergency hubs is now regarded as a national exemplar. And as a rural community person, that gives our community real peace of mind. Respected across Aotearoa New Zealand, Sandra has become a sought-after leader in housing, Three Waters reform and disaster recovery. I wish we didn't have to say that last one. She is known for her humility, her fairness, and her deep personal connection with people from every walk of life. She has forged enduring relationships with iwi, Pacifica, and multicultural communities, and her service has been recognised formally, including the bestowal of a chiefly Samoan title. Kia ora, Your Worship. Here for you.
Oh, two. Oh, lovely. And these ones. Oh, beautiful.
And just in summary, so that was the very formal citation. Just in summary, I wanted to grab a snapshot of something that was covered on your farewell. Sandra, your story is one of dedication, resilience and heart. You've helped create a Heretaunga Hastings that we all can be proud of. A city, a place that celebrates its people, its culture and its future. On behalf of your community and especially us, your council, thank you for sharing your vision, your energy and your heart with us. You leave behind not just a legacy of achievements, but also a community that has been uplifted by your service. From those of us who love you, we will miss you, but your impact will live on in the heart of Heretaunga Hastings.
That's not quite finished yet, Your Worship. Kia ora te whānau, and me Sandra. It's an honour to be standing here today to say a few words on behalf of Nigel, obviously our Chief Executive, and all of our staff to acknowledge you and your contribution. Sandra, you are such a wonderful and positive person. You have motivated and united, and while we've been through some incredibly challenging times, you have always been at the front, and from the staff, we thank you for that. Your ability to come up with new ideas and different ways of doing things has at times been exhausting. but also extremely rewarding. During your term as Mayor, Hastings District Council has delivered so much. Some of it in response to the things that have happened to us, some because of you and the council and the vision for a better Hastings, and also due to your embracement of all things infrastructure. Sandra, you've led a really cohesive and coherent council team over the last 3 trienniums. Now, I'm going to channel a bit of the chief here. Your councils have been widely recognised with 12 Local Government Excellence Awards in the past 5 years, including the Supreme Excellence Awards from LGNZ and Taituara, and the only council that has ever received Excellence Awards 5 years in a row. There is an obvious momentum that has occurred in recent years under your leadership. This organisation has a great culture, and the desire to do the right thing permeates throughout. And your leadership as the Mayor has played a large role in that. You have set the tone around the council table that is visible for all staff. Nigel has talked about what he and the staff admire most of you, Sandra. That is your North Star, and you talked about that last week. Your values and your mantras. We know them well, and we really respect your passion for the community. You've demonstrated resilience and toughness. The last 3 years in particular have not been easy, but you're always there with love, care, and empathy for the community and people who are at the core of who you are and how you lead. Your vision for a good council was for it to be more outward facing and connected, that could build partnerships with others to deliver on the vision and priorities for Hastings. Sandra, I've heard you talk about there being 2 types of mayors. Those are the mayor of the council and those are the mayor of their district or city. You have truly been a mayor for all of the Hastings district. This weekend marks the end of the triennium and your 8-year tenure as mayor. It will see the start of the 13th triennium and the 37th year of the Hastings District Council. Mayor Sandra, it has been a privilege for us all, Nigel, our Chief Executive, the lead team, to serve our community under your leadership of the council. Thank you. Ngā mihi nui.
E tui tātou. Kia tātou katoa, te ata whai o tō tātou ariki o he hukaraiti, me te aroha o te atua, me te whiwhinga taitanga ki te wairua tapu, moa ake, mene kia tūturu whakamaua kia tīna, aumie huie, tāikie.
So we're just going to try and, hopefully it works, finish with the video that was, that's been put together of Sandra's time. Hopefully the sound works.
Inner city belligerents can still be found in Hastings. This man took exception to the video camera.
Excuse me? You're not on the camera, mate. I'm on the camera. I'm the mayor. I'm on the camera. You're not on the camera. Excuse me? Don't you talk like that in my city. Hey team, over here. Bad behaviour. There you go.
Patrick O'Sullivan, Local Focus.
And so we invite everyone now for afternoon tea out in the foyer. Thank you.